Well, it's Friday, February 12th. Just got back from work. Um, it was a busy day. Store is really Valentine's Day'd up. Like, it's just, you can't escape. It's just everywhere. And it's probably the most, um, it's just the most it's been like this um, for this particular holiday since I've been at the store. They've gone like way beyond like what they've done in the past for Valentine's Day for the same holiday. Before it was just like there's stuff available. We're acknowledging the holiday. This time it's just like no, no, no. If you don't know what it is, you will find out. You will be forced. Like American indoctrination procedures. So anyway, but as far as like customers were concerned, it wasn't that bad today. And it's still cold, so the cold keeps people away. And as far as me personally, what's going on, I think like I've mentioned a couple times, and had suspicions, and it's like, yeah, I think my premise was just entirely flawed again. Um, so it's not like it's anything new, just disappointing. I think I was right at some point. At some point, I was right, but then I got known a bit better, and then it's like, well, nah, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I can't be anything for anybody else that they want me to be for them. I can only be myself, and if myself is not good for them, it doesn't mean I'm not good. It just means I'm not good for them. So, and they'd be it would just be an a less than worthwhile use of time. You know, so anyway, it's a favor to get to know people and find out sooner rather than later that no, it still doesn't mean that there can't be a friendship. I just have to dial it back, and I have to work on. This is something I have to work on. It's not just something I can just turn off. Um, I need to divest, detach, and just stop paying as much attention. Really, just stop paying attention. And the problem, well, it'll sort itself out. And it's not a problem. I didn't mean it like that. You know, hmm, no. But I like to pay attention. And I like reading her stuff. And I like sending photos, and I like pestering, and I like bothering, and I like writing. And the only thing is, I don't know. We need to have a talk. And but the internet is being spotty. So my thought's always been spotty. Now it's just more spotty right now. And so, hmm, oh well, I don't know what it's like over there. I have no idea. But it is what it is. So, and like I've said, I did have a chance, and I said everything that I wanted to say and felt that I had to say to represent myself and my emotional state in the best way that I know how at this time. And I don't even like talking about it again and again and again. Um, I'm getting tired of myself. No, I'm not. It's a lie. But it is getting to be dangerous for me. to continue to believe in whatever stories I've created, whatever fictions I have manufactured, fabricated, and like found ways to support and found evidence to give them credence. And it's like, no, that's not how it is at all. I'm just reading into things, stuff that isn't there. Never was. Well, maybe a little bit, but then, no. At first, I really do think, and it's like, I really was going, but that's happened before, where I really, really thought strongly. And there's no evidence of that. You know, there is in the writing. There's none of this about that. Of course, that was over a year ago. I guess that was like towards the ending part of 2019 with Julie. Of course, that was very earlier in my Facebook, understanding of etiquette and stuff and how people write, and I still don't get it. I don't really want to expose myself out there to find out exactly, so it's like, I'll just mind my own business and do what I do and try to stay in my own yard and try not to bother the locals, and the locals being the rest of the human population. So it's strange being one of the only ones. Very strange. I have less people to talk to. And the people I do talk to, it's like trying to figure out, am I talking up to them or down to them or across to them or between them, or it's like, because sometimes it's like I just talk way different than they are prepared for, and I just get some strange looks. It's like, who's this guy? And I don't mean anything by it. I'm just trying to figure them out. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't go. Okay, I won't talk to them that way. I'll just change a little bit, or I'll just be quiet. It's like people, they really like me at first when they first get to meet me, and then they experience a little bit and hear me talk a little bit and see how I do things, and then they have that, oh, and then they all of a sudden I'm not normal, and I don't get treated like how everybody else gets treated, or I get treated a little bit different. And then they get to know me a little bit better, and they get to see that that's normal to me, and it's how it is, and it makes sense to me, and I am this way. It's every day. It's not a mood. It's just normal to me, and it's okay. And I don't mind. It's all I know. It's me. How I do things, how I talk, how I act, how I move, how I get emotionally compromised and flustered at times, which we don't really see here very much yet. So anyway, and today was the last day at this store for Chris, our department lead. Chris F., I forget his last name. Worked at the store with him for 2 years. Never had a reason to learn his last name. Never socialized with him, don't like the guy. I really don't like the guy. I found him to be extremely condescending most of the time, and kind of lazy, so, and entitled, and just an overall chauvinistic kind of jerk, I thought. My opinion. I'm allowed. So, and he's going now. So, and we already have his replacement, Scotty. I like him already better. But I'll just have to, this will be the 5th supervisor that I will have been through in my tenure So they take some getting used to, and you know, each one, so I don't know. We'll see how long this one lasts. Meat department is kind of stressful. So Chris lasted the longest, I think, of any of the supervisors so far. And he didn't quit. He just got promoted, actually, into management level. So they liked what he was doing, being that jerk. That's what it takes to progress. You gotta be a jerk. Well, I don't know. I've been a jerk for a lot of my life, and it didn't help. Well, actually, it kind of did. It's weird. But now I'm practicing on not being a jerk to the best of my ability. But I think I'm still accidentally a jerk at times, and I just don't know it. Or maybe I do. I don't know. It's complicated. So, anyway. I want to apologize for miscommunications, misunderstandings. I don't mean to be confusing. And I know this won't ever be seen. But still real. I still feel it. And it's just a shame I don't have any direct conversation or even, had that as an option. I mean, it is an option. It always is. But there's just no interest in it. There is on my side. I'd be interested just to try it out, see if it was even a thing that would even work, but there is no interest on the other side. So it's like, no, that's all right. I wouldn't even mention it. So, anyway, that is I don't think there's going to be much of anything much longer anyway. This little experimental friendship or poetry exchange, it was, I mean, even back in October, I was skeptical. I was like, I don't know how much longer this is going to last. And it's in the writing. And I've written the whole story of getting to know her and stuff, and my thoughts on it. Yeah, and I've shared that too. And that was probably a bad thing to do. I just call it being honest, but I don't know if honesty these days is, people, they say they appreciate it, but then you tell them honestly everything, and it's like, oh, you didn't mean, you didn't want, because I tell people more than what they want to know. And it's like, people, it's like they want the truth, and I tell them the truth. But I don't tell them the truth that they want to hear. I tell them the truth that I see. And what I believe to be true and what I, perceive as truth is not the truth that other people see. And it doesn't mean that I'm wrong. I just see a different angle, a different way to look at it that isn't as always comforting. And people cannot deny that it's not true. It says it's preferred not to acknowledge it. It's preferred to pretend it's not like that. Because it's not happy. Not always happy. But that's how it is. And I don't like to pretend. I do, but I don't. Not on the important stuff, I guess, yeah. So, anyway. So this whole thing was a way to try to keep a conversation going. So I wouldn't forget, and I'd remember. And it was kind of, with the thought in mind that this might be entertaining at some point, or, help her get to know me better, or anybody, I guess. But it was kind of with her in mind at the time when I started. And it's becoming increasingly likely that, no, these will never get seen. Not by her. So, and it's not for nothing. No, this is still a worth, definitely. It's not that's the other thing. It's not a waste of time. It's just a different, it's worth the while. It's not a waste. I don't know how to say that yet. I'll figure it out though. And I've got some notes that I've been writing as well, and those will go here too. I've got some really good stuff that I'm working on. So, anyway, I guess I was in the right place for me, but I encountered somebody that I didn't know exactly, and I still don't. And I was only just wanted to know, and I still do. Want to get to know them better, but I don't think they have the time, interest, or inclination on the reciprocal side, because that's what it takes: time, interest, and inclination, and technology. So they're also just having a technology problem, and that's all that it is, and they actually do, then great. But, there hasn't been any sort of hint. It's just more like they've been able to, do other things and show other, so it's like I could have been, let know something about something when I haven't been. So, I got to figure that says something. The lack of interest. So I should take that as a cue to stop investing, stop paying attention. It doesn't mean stop supporting or stop caring, but just, if something else happens or some other person starts using up my time, let them. Not like turn them back, being like, oh, well. So, freedom. At one time during this past couple months, I would have probably been a little bit more reserved, and it's like, well, I don't know. But now, it's like, I don't really feel wanted or, anything like that. So, I am as available and accessible as I know how to be. And, ugh. I don't really think there's anything else to say about it. So, and I guess that was the other thing. Is like, behind the original intent was the singular person as an audience, possibly at some point in the future, for this being an entertainment thing. And now it's like, no, this is, well, anybody anonymous looking at this, maybe that's okay, but now they are like the one person that should never watch any of these, because now it's like, oh my God, what did you do? Why did you do that? What were you thinking? You don't even know me, and I don't. I'm just talking really to the person, the concept, the idea of the person that, I was kind of hoping to talk to. But I don't think they're the same person. So I'm talking to the person that doesn't exist. So it's just they represented that person for a while. and they no longer represent that person because that person does not exist. So I'm talking to somebody that no longer exists anymore. This person doesn't have a name. So the person that I originally was talking to, they're still there. They're still doing whatever it is they're doing. And I was talking to them for a while. And at some point, I stopped talking to them. And I started talking to the idea. And the person that I even missed is not the same person. I missed the idea and the concept. Of, companionship and cooperation and collaboration, all that stuff. So, anyway, so if this somehow did get seen, it's like, no, you're okay. You're okay with me. It's not, I'm not. That's the thing. It's like I always feel like people are angry at me, and I don't know why. And it's like, what did I do? But so it's like I have to. It's like I understand. I mean, I don't understand, but I understand what I need to understand, and it's like I have other things going on. I'll be all right. I tell myself that, so I believe it. I remind myself. That way I'll believe it. I've got a whole world out there of I'll find somebody to talk to. Eventually. I think. And it's not like I talk that different. I just have different ways of expressing things and different ideas. I don't know. So, yeah. I'm just, I'm not heartbroken because I mean, I am, but only because I, allowed myself to believe. That's not the wrong thing. It's a good thing to allow myself to believe in these things. And it's like I was not deceived. I was not tricked. I was not lied to. And I believed what I believed. On my own, by my own choice. Based on my own feelings and the things I felt and saw and read and wrote. I wrote myself. Part of the way there, too. At some point, just missed. So, I don't know. At least that's what I'm thinking now. That my whole premise was messed up. Motivations were good. Intent was good. Purpose was good. Had the capability, wherewithal, and to back up anything I said. So it's like, yeah, I totally could have. And, and it's just not. So I don't know. But the interest isn't there, so it's like, that's it. That's all there is. So I'll probably still be talking about this for a while. So I don't know why you'd want to, like, but this will be, it'll just continue to be me talking to myself about whatever it is I'm talking about or thinking about. So it could be, months before, or something could happen and, it could just take over. So I never know. So I don't even know why. Yeah. So this is just me talking to myself. So yeah. Okay, this is enough.